thank you, Carrie, in our book, Tibetan Buddhism. Um, this is the one on contemplation and meditation, not the one on the fundamentals. So if it feels a little confusing, it may be that you're reading the other book. So just know that that could happen. I'm looking for my copy, but I don't see it right this minute. Not to worry. I do have it. We're letting some people in still. So I want to begin first by talking just for a moment about uh, how we are going to be practicing bodhicitta. Is there anybody who hasn't heard the word bodhicitta before? If you haven't, you have been asleep through every meditation that we've ever had. Why? We are a community of bodhisattvas. Yes, you are, even if you didn't sign up, as I did not sign up. It was a total accident and no accident at all. And if you were here, you signed up too, even if you don't exactly know that yet. And really, the word isn't important. It is a Pali and Sanskrit word, and you don't even really need to know what it means in that, though I did send a little handout to you. I don't want to get so caught up in these ideas of languaging or strange concepts that will take us too far from where our practice really is. So I'm going to land this on the ground for us today. And in fact, when you see the practices for this week, you will see that I think the practice of bodhicitta and the then living it, embodying it, is the point. I don't even think truly understanding all of it is the point. So I want us to get clear because we'll spend a lot of time like this. What does that mean? And we don't do anything. And so I don't want that. I really want us to be acting, speaking, thinking, living, and embodying. That is the heart of bodhicitta. It is actualized, it is manifest, it is in evidence, it is concrete in its consequence as well as its aspiration. Without aspiration, then, say these teachings. Did anybody see this in the chapter? Without the aspiration, there is no possibility for the realization. So we're going to spend a little more time on how do we remember every day. That's a part of what our practices are going to be this week. You've heard me talk about this already, though, when I've said, what do you say to yourself first thing this morning? What are you putting out? What are you radiating, manifesting in the first several thoughts you have in the morning? And yet most of us can't remember. And here's the bottom line. You will not be able to remember if you do not set yourself up with adequate supports. What would that look like, folks? Adequate supports. We have to do it this week. This is the week for practicing the awakened open heart mind of bodhicitta. Awakened heart mind is how we're going to recollect this. What would you need to do? Write it in chat or come on and say, to remember to call it to heart mind every day. What are you going to do? A specific alarm, says Libby. Maybe the chime alarm or the gong alarm or something extra on your phone. I have never seen any of you without your phones practically in your hand. There are a few of you who are practicing, thank you. But most of you are walking around with it. And so that thing is can be a tool and an instrument, not just a distraction. You might write the phrase you're going to be saying, like I do right on my screen, right? And I've sent many of you that screenshot because every time I look at my phone, it's the very first thing I see. And this week, we are going to be then offering that phrase, your recollection, your remembering, your calling something to heart mind. You're going to be offering that each day this week as many times as you can in a day to the benefit of all beings. So I'm going to take a sip of coffee. May I take this this sip of coffee to the benefit and well-being of all beings. By the way, it'll taste better. You won't even need your special blend. I'm going to put this down to the benefit, the welfare, the happiness, the ease of all beings. You will put it down differently. Can anybody sense that? I want you to check in on that possibility. So every action that you can, that you're taking with consciousness, right? Whether that's putting on your pants, brushing your teeth, opening the door. May I open the door and the heart door of all beings everywhere so that they may all be happy and free. We're going to offer the blessing throughout the day. There will be no place then where it cannot be awakened. Other ways we can remember. Now, the reciting is going to have to be called up. You will get better with practice, as we all do. The more you practice it, the better you will get. I am offering this. I'm offering the merit of this. I'm offering the benefits of this to the welfare of all beings. This is the heart of the Bodhisattva, right? In everything you do. And then we get away from, rightly, don't we, this idea that it has to be special, the idea that we have to slit our throats to let the tiger eat us, as in some of the examples in the book, that we have to be pure, perfect, right? We come up with infinite wrong ideas. So let's say that you just noticed that you made an incredible blunder. You said the wrong thing. You thought the wrong thing. You did the wrong thing. What can you do there? You blew it. You blew it big. I notice this every single day. I have real opportunity to be a bodhisattva. I can offer that. And it's wisdom, because if I now know I fucked it up, the truth is I am once again right there in the heart of the bodhisattva. Is it true? The minute I know, oops. Yes, Carrie?
Just give compassion to yourself and to the other.
That's right. This would be an infinite practice. It would be never.
Because how many times we'd have to do it every day?
How many times? You couldn't forget. You would just spend time going, oh my gosh, compassion for me, compassion for you. May it somehow be of benefit, because the wisdom mind saw it. You'd have to go, ooh, and I'm even getting goosebumps because I've already done it like 4 times this morning. My husband comes around the side of the bed. I'll give you a beautiful example. He heard me say, I can't see. I can't see. He comes around the side of the bed. He's standing in front of me. I'm going, what are you doing? It looks like he's blocking me. He's standing there to help me up because he heard me say, I can't see anything. I'm talking to myself, by the way. I can't see anything. There's the man gets out of bed to help me up. And I'm going, what are you doing? What are you doing? Now, this is a relatively small karmic debt. It isn't the worst. I don't want it. I don't want that debt. I don't even want that little bit of debt. And so what could I do? I had just gotten done reviewing. I said, may all beings benefit from this critical error. May all beings wake up to this kind of error, right? These big and small, because they all matter, don't they? And now, right, there is extra work for me. I have just made extra work, not just suffering of the heart mind today. I've made extra work because now I really need to go back with a wholesome remorse and correct that, right? And I said, oh, I'm so sorry, but that's not sufficient either. I want to go say, I really appreciate you just having heard that, gotten up, came, and I want you to know, big mistake. Because then what? I didn't see his bodhisattva heart. And the only thing a true bodhisattva heart can do is reflect the bodhisattva heart of the other, right? Is it true? That's all you can do. There would be no possibility for just seeing an error without understanding A, the suffering that it came from. Number one, I'm getting a little better, and then I forget, then I remember, wait a minute, this comes from pain and suffering. And then what? What can I offer? And sometimes, remember, we mistake the bodhisattva heart for being nice. We have to give that up. It isn't about that. It isn't about you, the gifter, offering something called the nice gift to the other called the receiver. This is a critical error. In fact, in our practice, one of the things we can, and Jim and Carrie, Greg and others, Kelly and others know, there is no gift. There is no giver. There is no receiver. There is only the one. And do you know what that means when I say it? Because that's the definition of emptiness. Kelly was asking about it yesterday. That's, isn't it? No separation, no distinctions, to the everything, to the benefit of everything. Always. That's the definition of emptiness, so that we don't put it up there with some kind of strange shunyata word, or we don't go, I am practicing emptiness. This is crazy. There would be no possibility. And the practices of the bodhisattva, the prajna paramitas, we might review them this week or next. But I want us to get this part completely. And I'm starting with the practice, right? I didn't even explain it more. I just want you to know this is it. And if you're doing this, then you are on the path. I don't care how much you read it, because often it can be confusing, or, am I supposed to remember what Atisha did? No, you're supposed to do it. You're supposed to do it. You're not supposed to remember it. Then you do it. You become that, the only reason. And so there was a quote, and I actually want to look at that. Did everybody I meant to catch as many of you as I could. Did anybody get the handout?
Yep.
Yay. Okay. Did anybody not get the handout? Because all of your names are names I certainly included. Yeah, wonderful. Yay, I'm getting better at that. So what are you going to do to remember? Here's what some people, Libby said, set a special alarm. That was one idea. Tanya says to be kind to yourself. I don't think it's enough, Tanya. I don't think we do it well enough. I love the idea.
Well, yeah, and that's what I mean. It's like, you catch yourself in that, I don't want to call it a mistake, but that moment. And instead of like wrenching yourself and going, oh shit, you could do that oh shit moment like you were discussing with Carrie earlier.
Yes.
And it's just like recognizing that. And then like you're doing, like you're understanding your response, and you're going to, talk to Al this morning and let him know, like,
Blew that. Mm-hmm.
I thank you so much for taking care of me for,
Yes.
that. But that's what I meant when I just kind of typed that in real quick. But
yes,
yeah, again, it's not enough, like you said.
How are you going to how are you going to remember? How are you going to set in motion an action, a thought, a statement to remember? Because otherwise we're not going to. Because the day takes us away. So then there's two things you are going to need to consider. How am I going to remember this throughout the day? How am I going to plant that seed? Remember, nothing grows if it is not planted. How am I going to water it? Which means I'm going to have to keep calling it up with reminders, because you're not going to do it on your own. It's not going to happen. Don't believe yourself. And Tanya is correct. That is the right compassionate action. But how are we going to get to it? So we see one of two things. We either see the good. What am I going to do with the good? I'm going to offer it. And I'm going to have a phrase to make the offering. We're going to talk about a few, and then I'd love for you to write them. Or I see a moment of suffering. What am I going to do? Well, in the Tonglen practice, we're not going to do it this week. We're just going to recognize suffering and then offer some wish for its end. May this suffering contribute something to the wisdom, right? Because without the point of suffering is, in fact, to see clearly with wisdom and then compassion, right? That there's no benefit here. Nothing good will happen here. And there is consequence. So two things. How am I going to remember? And then what am I going to offer when I remember? Then the teachings say, great, offer it with the breath. So in the good, breathe in the good. Soak in it for a few moments and then offer it to all beings. You get to include yourself in its goodness. And the difficulty, well, you're already reeking of it. By the way, you're already sitting in it. You're already in dukkha. You can just feel that, breathe that, and then wish that not be propagated. Couldn't you? Let this go no further. Let my wisdom and my compassion actually stop the cycle of samsara right here. Would it? Stop the cycle of samsara right here. Yes. Because samsara cannot continue with wisdom and compassion. It is understood to be a moment of enlightenment. Oops, good news. Now the oops isn't enough, said Tanya, right? Oops is okay. I'm recognizing the difficulty, but then I can't just go, better day tomorrow. No, how am I going to use this right now? May this wisdom benefit all beings, and may I feel for us all in this critical era, right? However little, called what are you doing, right? What are you doing? Critical. Why? I got right in the way of love. That's why. I got right in its tracks. If you want an obscuration, I was it. And I have to know that, right? If I understand that there is no separation, it didn't even feel good to me when I said it, right? The suffering was already there. And then I didn't catch it. I propagated it, and then I caught it. Okay, better to catch it anywhere, says the teachings, than not to catch it at all. Then to go, right? Isn't it true? Then to go into rationales, then to go into blame, or to go into judgment, or to go into self-judgment, or, right? Not useful. None of it. Not even going, you really blew it, what an idiot. Not helpful. You are cultivating the path of samsara. So we're getting this so far. Questions, and I know you have them, so let's ask them. Yes, to be truly empty means no separation. It doesn't mean nothing. So I just want to make sure we're clear about what empty really means. It means I recognize that the Diana that made that stupid statement isn't sitting here now. Because she isn't. She isn't. That's not who's here. And so in this confluence, right, I have righted the ship. as they say, which is the whole definition of meditation, right? Right inward measure, writing continuously. Every breath, every moment, every thought. And then we go, really? I can barely get my pants on without having a harsh thought. I can barely feed the cat without getting mad at the cat or the can opener. I can barely get in the car without going, God dang it, I gotta do the windows. And then I got, right? And this is our week. This is a beautiful week of practice. And we're going to end this beautiful week with offering all that good to all our loved ones who have passed. What a beautiful reason to practice with greater intention, right? Because we're very clear, and Jim and Greg and Carrie and I are taking a course that says every moment of offering offers the good in all directions throughout all time. And so it is of benefit, not only to those living and not only to those going forward, but to all those past and all actions past. You have corrected all past failures in this regard. So if I can remember, just using my simple example, to say to Al, I really recognize that was an impulsive, frustrated, very inappropriate. You were not deserving of this, and neither was I. I did not need that difficulty for my own heart mind. And he'll go, I don't really know what you mean, but thank you. And by the way, he'll get the heart of it. Won't he? He'll get the heart of it. He won't even need to understand what bodhisattva means, will he? It's ridiculous that he should have to. I should just be that. There is no word, ultimately. And we know this through all traditions. So then questions. Let's talk about where the difficulties and the conflicts will be. Where's the trouble? You have them. So think about what those are. I was going to read you a few quotes while you were contemplating. I am going to come back to this, however. Shanti Deva, these are just some of the quotes from the book that I really liked. Shanti Deva says, all the joy in the world comes through wishing happiness for others. All the joy in the world comes from wishing happiness for others. There's a second half to that. Does anybody know the second half to that? Jim, you might know it. Anybody know the second half of that quote? All suffering comes from wishing joy only for yourself. Right? Why? Because if you're in that, you are trapped in the sea of suffering. It's just about me. It's got to be about me. I got to get it for me. You're already in infinite suffering. Right. And so can we remember all joy, true joy, unconditional joy comes from wishing happiness for others. Why? Right view. The first noble path. Right view. I see clearly. Without your happiness, without your well-being, without your ease, I cannot be happy. I cannot be well. I cannot have ease. Is it true? It's true. Is it true for just those you love? No. Why? Because if Trump's not happy, we're going to go to hell in a handbasket. And we already know he isn't, right? And I'm just using him as an example. Why? The greed, the aggression, the separation, the othering is in fact not just the consequence. It is from the truth of suffering that it occurs. Right? Just like yours, just like mine. Yes, Jean.
I'm glad you mentioned Trump, not because that's somebody I want to talk about. I can pray for and forgive and wish the best for that person. And yet I do judge myself constantly and actually said to my therapist yesterday, I'm so fucking tired of trying to have compassion for that part of me.
Yes,
So this is a very timely topic for me.
yes,
I'm also aware I'm getting a little discouraged.
yes,
I I remember when I judge myself to have compassion, and the feeling is, what the hell is the point? I'm 70 years old.
mm,
It's in, I go to the Rick Hansen, it's in the brain. Those neurons are wired and firing together. I'm tired.
yes,
So you asked earlier, what's going to get in the way? That's
yeah,
what's going to get in the way for me.
yeah. That core belief thought that somehow you are some solid fucked up version of Jean.
Got it. Yep.
Whoops,
Yeah.
whoopsie.
Yeah.
Because then you're not alive, Jean. You're
Right. I'm
frozen,
in that stuck. Yeah.
some frozen state of a thing that never existed. By the way, and it doesn't mean you didn't say to your loving partner, "What are you doing?"
Mm.
That's not what I'm saying. That actually occurred, but again, every moment now propagating potential for merit, every moment. And the fact that I could see it, the fact that I could not kill myself over it and go, tired, just got back from travel, a little too scheduled, um, right? Not so kind to me, then not so
Yeah.
kind to you. And so look at what you would correct. Look at the writing, the mediating, meditating that would occur if you could say, wait a minute, could I be kind here? Just recognizing too hungry, too lonely, too tired, too scared.
Well, I wonder if I should start treating myself like Trump. I do find it easy to pray for him constantly and bless him constantly and wish well for him constantly. And I am a little bit shocked that I can't do that for this own person called Jean.
Yeah. So, what would be a beautiful practice, Jean, would be no matter who you are offering the merit, the blessing to, you include yourself. And then you include yourself
Mhm.
on purpose.
Okay.
For
Yeah.
Trump and I,
I'll be saying that to myself without
yes,
speaking
for
it out
Trump and
loud.
I, may I recite this prayer,
Mm, okay.
right? For the guy that just cut me off in me.
Okay. I like that. Thank you.
Right? You
Mhm.
include you because then the right view is already held. You already know there is no distinction, there is no separation,
Mhm.
there is no Trump other than you. There
Mhm.
is no you
Right. Yeah.
other. And so if you can forgive all others but yourself, you are in the really incredible separation.
Yeah.
You have put yourself apart from the whole of humanity somehow.
Mhm.
Right? And we can do that in one of two ways. We can do that either with our own self loathing, our own hatred, our own, right? Or we can do that by aggrandizing. I
Mm.
am so good. My old Glenda, alter ego, right? I've got it so good. I did it so right. You couldn't. You wouldn't have. That wouldn't be its result, right? It wouldn't be its result. Okay, so we get this. All right, so I'm gonna read. I have to hold this up in a crazy way because I can't see very well. So I want to just talk about this. And so bodhicitta, we know what it means. Bodhi meaning awakened. Awakening is preferred for me, right? Because this idea of awakened, forming solid, and then chitta, heart, mind, simply heart, mind. One could say one's whole being. I guess you could do that. We've gone over this a lot of times, so I don't feel like we have to go through the whole of that chapter in that regard. Kempo believes and says, I think correctly, it is the mind that aspires to attain enlightenment and the heart mind that gets you there. It is the mind itself. It has to cognize the possibility for this, but it is the heart mind that is the path that will get you there. This is the essence of the Mahayana path, or Tibetan Buddhism, which fits into the Mahayana model. I don't want to go over the suttas, though I have some notes on them. It's not something I want to do. All dharmas, all truths are grounded in the heart mind of bodhicitta. How would you know then whether something was true or not true based on that statement? All dharmas are grounded in the truth of bodhicitta. How would you then? It would be an amazing assessment. Remember the 4 seals? It'd be what if all dharmas are grounded in the heart of bodhicitta? How would you know? Well, Jean just said it, didn't she? She said, wait a minute, I can give it over there, but I can't give it over here. Then it cannot be true. You do not have right view. And
Got to feel it in your heart.
You've got to feel it. Thank you, Dennis. A felt sense. What would it feel like?
Deep peace.
Peace? Yeah.
Peace.
Peace. What
Deep
else?
peace.
What else would it feel like? Opening, says Libby. I can feel a kind of, when I'm resting in bodhicitta and I can feel the truth of it, it feels spacious and it also feels interconnected. I don't see anything as different, other, or separate. Right? It's a felt sense and a knowing. That tree, that car, that husband, that toe, right? Whatever it is that I am in relationship with, I recognize.
A little mouse. Yeah.
Everything counts. What else? How else would you feel it? Let me look at, I got someone coming in. How would you know it? So I want you to look at that this week. How do you know that heart mind? What are its consequences to your felt sense? How do you know it? When, Jean, you're saying Trump and I, with your hand on your heart, how does that feel? What's different about it then for you? And the practice by itself will encourage you because it will be familiar. You
It's
have
easy.
felt it before. Yes.
There's ease.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel grounded and calm.
Grounded and calm. Exactly. By the way, what if you didn't feel grounded and calm before you recognized and made the offering? What would that mean?
That you weren't truly,
I'm sorry. You're just caught in the mind suffering.
yeah.
And then could you feel for yourself, knowing how caught you really were that moment, how blinded, how confused you were? You could. Couldn't you? So bodhicitta is understood to be 2 things, the path and its fruit. It isn't one or the other, it is both. It is both the action to take and the guaranteed consequence feeds the next action to take, which then has its own fruit called friendliness, ease, calm, compassion, expansiveness, spaciousness. We just named them all, right? Which feeds the bodhicitta heart. That is its food. That is its food, right? So we can see how it grows. There is a momentum. It feeds itself beautifully, perfectly. But we must remember. We must remember. We have to cultivate momentum. And this then in the spring, we'll talk about the momentum that it creates not only in this lifetime, but at the moment of death and then beyond. Going off in all the right direction. Let me read this and then we'll keep looking. Yep. Okay. So everybody get what I'm saying so far? We're still on the page. Okay. All dharma is grounded in bodhicitta, both the fruit and the root. If you can cultivate one, right, just the remembering to call it to mind, you are already in the aspiration phase. By the way, you didn't do anything. You didn't get that far, Jean. You said so. I don't get there. I just remember him. I don't really remember me, but the aspiration is still there. And we can then, if nothing else, we could remember the aspiration, it says. Even if we can't get there, even if I can't get to my partner, even if I can't say, wow, I was just caught in a moment of going too much to do, too many hours, right? And offer this event to be a benefit, not only to me, but all those rushing, to all those who have too much to do, who've put too much on their plates, to all those, right? I could do that. But even before those actionable items, the whole of this chapter says the aspiration itself matters. So what would be then the one thing you would do every single day? One thing. Remember your aspiration. The one thing. You didn't do another thing. You saved the day. Literally. By recollecting the aspiration. May this day be of benefit to all beings. May you use its good to be of benefit. May I take its consequence so that others do not suffer. Right? And I can't get anybody to do it. Save yourself. Save yourself with this. Because then what does right view say? Then I'm saving everyone. Doesn't it? It says if I can even offer this phrase, I'm already turning in the right direction. So without the aspiration, there is no possibility, with alarms ringing, with chimes, with bells, with 12 o'clock and 1 o'clock. I've done that, by the way, every hour. I've said on the hour, every hour, no matter what. I'm going to say this. Try that. See how hard that is. Every hour on the hour. I have set this practice. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to do it again. Every hour on the hour. May I recollect this aspiration. Right? May everything I do today, good and bad, be of benefit. And then throughout the hour, I want you to see what you notice is that I can actually catch this a little better than if I just set it at 5:30 in the morning. It's true, says Rick Hansen. Because guess what? Rewired. Neuroplasticity, new circuit, and now I'm feeding it, and I'm what? Fueling it, and I am grounding it into being. Right? So look at how wonderful that would be. Would you be successful? Absolutely not. You would not be successful. Absolutely not. And everybody would benefit. Because when I forgot, what could I do? I could say, can I get the wisdom of this? For not just me, but for all of us. And set a slightly deeper aspiration for 2 o'clock. Where I'm going to try it again. No, went right by that. Can I, hey, good, wonderful wisdom. I see what's happening here. I didn't stop. I just didn't stop. The momentum of samsara in its busyness got a hold of me. And we're all going to notice. And it doesn't matter what you're doing. It won't matter what you're doing. Who would have trouble saying, wait a second, I just have to, hang on, 1 minute, it's 2 o'clock. Just 1 minute. and take, I don't know, it'd probably be 15 to 20 seconds truly to remember. If I was in the middle of a meeting, Libby said, she probably would not do it. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say hold on to the people.
Yeah.
Let's go there.
Well, if you were in the middle of a meeting, let's use it. So you're in the middle of a meeting, but you're not speaking, no problem. Right? No problem. You're sitting over there. Nobody's your head lowered for 15 seconds. Nobody's doing anything other than going, what are you doing? That looks interesting. Maybe it did happen for me in our previous practice with this. And by the way, does anybody remember that story? I was with 3 realtors selling a building on 2nd Street. And my time came to recite my blessing. And I went, uh-oh, we're right at noon. And these 3 guys are making the deal. And they are in the middle of going, okay, if you throw in the roof and you do the thing and you change that door lock, and I went, nope, hey. And the guy says to the, Jim, do you remember this? One says to the other, is she having a stroke? Is she having a stroke? Because I just put my head down in the middle of this major, $1 million interaction. My head goes down. And they're going, what's happening? And one guy says to the other, I don't know. I guess we should do it too. That's a true story. I don't know. I guess we should do it too. And so everybody puts their head down for, it was a minute, by the way, the practice at that time was a minute. Everybody put their head down. I don't care what they did. Do you? You don't care. You went a breath, a pause. Right? It gives me goosebumps still to recollect this. 3 little sharpshooters making big money deals. Goes, I don't know. She's either dying or we should do it. I don't know. But let's just get in there. See, right? And by the way, it took about 2 more minutes for that deal to go through. Instead of all that with that pause. Was also true. And so then, what's the reason you don't have 15 seconds? You couldn't come up with it. Because nobody, just like in that thing, nobody is going to do anything other than go, are you okay? And the finger will usually be its evidence. Like, just hang on for 1 minute. How amazing would it be if we all could use just those moments? Right? And you can think of them, by the way, can't you? You can think of them. You know, that little pause gave us everything. That little open heart gave us everything. That considering myself and you all together without distinction in complete interconnectedness and well-being gave us everything. And it did. And however it was going to go, it just went better. It just went better. Try it and see. Try it and see. 2 dimensions to bodhicitta. We've talked about it before. I don't want to go over it too much more because I would rather practice it. Relative, which means on the spot in this moment, what could be the aspiration and then its consequence or its fruit right from that moment, aspiration, and then the fruit that's available called I'm just going to be quiet for 15 seconds, creating loving space. Well, that's good enough. And then absolute, which means it has effect throughout now, all time. It is not just this moment and then gone. It's not true. It has effect throughout all time. That space, that love, that regard, that connection has been now put into the universe for all time. I think we should practice it then, because we forget otherwise. Don't we? We forget. And then think all my busy makes some kind of sense. I used to carry a small card that said, "Give me a minute." I would hold it up. That's a great idea. However you do that. Carrie is talking about this because we have done this practice before. With real challenges and real benefit, by the way. But so then could you know, let me go to this as we're getting ready to practice. Could you know you placed greater value somewhere else? Wouldn't you know that? I just gave it to the meeting. I gave it to those little 3 sharpshooters thinking they're making some big money. I don't want to do that. That would not have been the best placement of my attention, my aspiration, or my energy. It would not be. And I really wanted to sell that building. But not more than I want to free myself and all beings. Not more than that. So can you live that, says the teaching. Can you live that? Well, I can't even get 5 seconds every hour. Though I say it's important to me. And then the truth is what? You have to know. I'm only saying it. And that's called Black Dharma. Black Dharma means you're talking it, but she's nowhere close to walking it. And it does, the failure is then not the problem, is it? Fail well, says Pema. Fail well, that's the path. But try it, do it, fail it, and get back up. And then do it again, which is a much better practice than thinking about it, isn't it? Okay, let's practice. You've got a lot of details in that chapter 3 to read and enjoy. I did not want to regurgitate that. I don't think it's useful. You've got tons. He tells a lot of stories. There's a lot of goodness in there. You read that. If there are questions about that, let me know. But I did not want to make that our day.
So did you want me to read the dedication?
Yeah.
Inspiration?
Yes. So as we get ready, I'm going to get my sheet because there's a few things I want to make sure to. So I'm going to turn this way for a second. Libby is going to read the aspiration, and then is there anybody who can find? I sent them. Anybody have the dedication? Before I ring the bell, I'll ask that it also be read. And I'm going to turn this like this. I mean, you're going to have to talk up. Let me see. Hang on. Oh, I've got it going the wrong way. They'll be able to hear you better. Okay, you should be able to see Libby over there somewhere. Can you see you? You should be close.
I don't know. You've got, yeah, you should, they
All
should
right.
be able to.
I see
Okay.
you.
Yes, talk
Okay.
loudly.
May all the beings who have any connection with me never be reborn in the lower realms. May they listen to the Dharma, arouse bodhicitta, and attain Buddhahood. Once I become like a bodhisattva, following in the bodhisattva's aspiration, may I be the protector of sentient beings and as infinite as space. With the compassion of the Guru and the 3 jewels, and through the unfailing power of karma, may my fervent wishes come true.
As we have practiced, just so we remember, the Guru is the awakened ones throughout all time and you. Remember, no separation. Do not go somebody else, somewhere else. This is you. So preparing to sit, we sit in a grounded, earth-centered posture. Feeling the feet in contact with the earth, the seat, in the chair. The uprightness of the spine. the beautiful balance of the head, this sky-like quality of mind. One with everything. And the softened, available, vulnerable, tender, and flexible front of the body. Creating space and room, particularly in this bodhicitta heart. May we set the aspiration of the bodhisattva to recognize suffering and to wish for its end with every thought, every word, and every deed. May we contribute. Feeling the sensations of the breath in the body, just enjoying this moment of being alive. No special breath, no special being to be. You are already an awakened one. And we begin, just as Jean was saying, by offering ourselves the aspiration, really soaking in the good. May I have peace. May I be safe. May I remember who I really am. Breathe it in. Let it ignite the bodhicitta heart. May I use each moment to end suffering and to contribute to the welfare, the benefit of all beings. And igniting the aspiration is not yet a thought. It is not yet a phrase. It is simply the felt sense of this ever-expanding heart, like a pebble dropped in a still pond, emanating, radiating outward and throughout your own heart, mind, and body. You can begin just like that. Every phrase, a pebble. May I have ease. May I be free from confusion, from ignorance and delusion. Feeling the warmth, the radiance, the energy. With each out breath, then, we ground it into our own being. With the out breath, we use the out breath here in the Mahayana tradition, not to radiate, which we're doing mostly with the in breath. With the out breath, we're distributing, radiating throughout the whole body, each muscle, each pore, each cell, each hair. We cultivate the felt sense, something real, not imagined. Resting back into your bodhicitta heart. May this be of benefit. May I be free from suffering, so that I might be of benefit to all beings. And then moving that ripple effect, letting it move beyond your own heart, mind, and body to include, in widening circles, others. And just see who comes. There is a set of categories. We're not going to review them today. Just open beyond the body, beyond your own heart, mind. We include whatever we make contact with, not to, and we offer the blessings. We recollect the aspiration. May this too be of benefit. You might call on groups, you might call on individuals, you might simply rest in the present moment, radiating in all directions. With the in-breath, we make contact with the aspiration of the Bodhisattva. We touch into that radiant heart. And on the out-breath, we direct it. Or we can simply radiate it. See which is more available to you. Today, radiating just feels quite right. Do not let the mind wander from the aspiration. So we either recite it, recollect it, call on the felt sense, or use the phrases or visual. It's all workable. Watching for the defaulting mind that gets in the way. I'm not sure I'm capable of this. Maybe I'm not getting it. Is it supposed to feel like something? And let those questions simply arise and pass. May this too be of benefit. We not only generate, emanate, and radiate the good, we can then make contact with the moment of difficulty. This is the beginning of our Tong Len, our sending and taking practice. We're going to do it for a moment just with ourselves. I just noticed a little belly issue. I drank coffee, which is not great for me this morning. And I went, oh, may I feel for all those, just like me, who have little belly aches too. May my willingness to be with, breathe with, take this on, free all beings from suffering. It may not be a physical sensation. It may be a quality of mind. Maybe you're noticing restless mind. May this restless mind be of benefit. May I recognize, and in the recognition, may I feel compassion for myself and all beings who know this restless mind too. And we breathe it in. And we send out and through compassion and self-compassion. Remember, no distinction. May this too be of benefit. This very restless mind. Maybe noticing a little grip, a little moment of distress, distressing body, distressing thought. Once recognized, we can use this towards the good. May these cold feet, may they be of benefit. May I recognize them. May I willingly take them on. And we do this only when we can. It's useful to start with small, workable experience, like cold feet. I stay with it, I breathe it in. I set the aspiration that this too can be a benefit. And I send out the wishes, the blessings, the warm light, warm feet for me, for those I love, for those I know and don't know, for those with whom I have difficulty, for all beings. And you expand, extend, and radiate the heart to the extent that is possible now. We don't lie. It is a practice that grows stronger. Feeling that stillness, that ease, that openness, that expanding heart-mind. It is the nature of bodhicitta, the nature of the bodhisattva heart. May I awaken this moment for the benefit of all beings. May I remember that my awakening is the awakening of all beings. No I, no me, no mine, no you, no gift, no giver, no receiver. All benefit. May any virtue, any merit, and all blessings in this practice, may they continue to expand. May they continue to contribute to the end of suffering and the awakening of all beings. And then coming back to rest in your own body. May this Bodhisattva heart only grow and flourish. May it never diminish. May it appear where it has not yet appeared, to free all beings. Does someone have the dedication?
I do.
Thank you, Gary.
May the merit from this practice become the cause for all beings to be free from suffering. May love and wisdom arise together in every heart. May we ourselves transform adversity into the path, and may all beings realize their bodhisattva hearts.
So be it. Take a moment. You should have received a document. Maybe it would say something like Living Bodhicitta this week. It was an attachment. See if you have it.
People want to look it up. It's called Bodhicitta Weekly Practice.
Thank you. It was an attachment, I believe. I don't think I copied that. If you're having trouble opening it, let me know. So I'm just going to look at a few of these because you heard me say what the essential practice is. Then there's infinite ways, right, in its application, but that's the practice. It is continuous. When we forget, we use it. When we remember, we use it. Right there it is. There's no moment where we cannot then use everything towards the good. Right? It's just not possible. And so I gave you some ideas here. Begin each morning with the aspiration. That's not an idea. If you don't do it, you won't be able to realize the practice. Because what? The chapter says it as well. The aspiration is the beginning of the igniting of the bodhicitta heart. Without aspiration, there can be no practice. There is no path. You're wandering in samsara all day long. Why not use the day? And then every activity, we said, right? Can this be of benefit? Not only for me. I'm making a cup of tea. May this be of benefit? Warming all beings. Putting on a jacket. May all beings have sufficient resource to be warm and well, right? It'll be fun to see how can I use this moment. Brushing my teeth. May all beings have sufficient teeth to be well and healthy. Right. Okay. So begin each morning with the aspiration. Please star that one. That's not an option. That's a requirement. May whatever I do today become of benefit to all beings. is the general idea, whatever it is. And then I ask that you notice how the aspiration itself might offer a different felt sense in the body. Can you feel that? The softening, the ease, the possibility? Even for me, a little energy. I don't just go into kind of a calm. I go, okay, I can do this. I get a little energetic about it. So it's not going to be necessarily the same for everyone, but just notice what it does for you. The pause of compassion, we've done this many times. When an irritation arises, pause and ask, what would this moment look like if I responded with bodhicitta? Moment of irritation, what would it look like? What could happen here? And no matter what else happened, let's say you said the thing you didn't want to say, can I now use this in some way to be of benefit to all beings? And the answer is yes, always. By the very aspiration. Remember, starting with aspiration, we do understand that this is the first requirement before you can actually then maybe do it yet. May I set the aspiration that it be of benefit. Seeing others as our parent. Does anybody remember this from the chapter? It is something the Dalai Lama talks about and practices regularly, which is no matter who he meets, he recognizes them as his mother, his father, or his best friend, he says. He recognizes them. Not thinks about them, recognizes them as his mother, father, or best friend. What would it mean if you could invite that recognition? That is that, again, inviting continuously right view. We could dedicate simple actions. I've talked about this a lot. Daily actions. May this small act contribute to the happiness, to the awakening, to the well-being of all beings, turning the ordinary into the sacred. Right? Turning the ordinary into the sacred. And it would be so. Just by the aspiration. Remember where we're practicing this week. Rejoicing instead of comparing. Whenever you notice a judgment, a jealousy, I think envy would be in this group. This is empathetic joy. May we feel and offer joy at the other's good fortune. It expands our hearts easily, often naturally. So it's a good practice. When, being happy for others' happiness. Whenever I hear children laughing in a park, it makes me happy. It makes me smile. It makes me laugh. This is that exchanging happening naturally. And so anyone else's joy, happiness, or good fortune, could we use it too to propagate our own? And it is a part of the Brahma Viharas, so it's good practice. We don't do that one enough, using joy to create more joy, but it's a good practice. When when grasping or aversion arises, when the difficulty, the conflict, the contraction, may I remember this moment too is like a dream, a shooting star, a phantom, a dewdrop, a thunderbolt, a candle flame. It is not me. It is not mine. It is not I. Wouldn't that be useful? May I remember it simply as an appearance of the karmic flow, not staple it to my heart mind. Evening reflection and dedication. I don't know if I put that page up there for you. But before sleep, it's a beautiful time, especially as we are looking at the Prepare to Die curriculum that some of the Sangha are in and will offer in the spring. Can we recall before sleep both the good that we have cultivated, and then also the good that has been offered to us. And, there's things called gratitude journals. And I did a practice yesterday with the board of just compounding gratitude, which is from one moment of gratitude, what was the next moment of gratitude? And you see that it is infinite and never ending. Just the next. What was the next? Happy for the meal. Oh, happy for the cook. Oh, happy for the pan I cooked it in. Oh, joyful at the fact that others were being nourished. Oh, joyful at all those others who have been nourished. And it just expands. Compounding gratitude. Reflect on it in the evening. Wherever your mind goes, it will go with greater ease and joy. There. May the merit of this day become the cause of awakening for all beings. End your day. Like that. So now we have 5 minutes. What are your commitments? What are you going to be doing? How are you going to be remembering? Because without the aspiration, it cannot occur. Consequently, I will be having you write your aspiration to me, text or email sometime today. How am I going to remember? And what am I going to do? How am I going to do it? I'm going to go back to my every hour practice because it's very challenging, but I feel up for the challenge. So every hour, I will take at least 10 breaths. And with those 10 breaths, make an offering. I may be breathing in difficulty, might be there. I may be sending out blessings and goodness because it might be there. Whatever it is, I can remember for 10 breaths every hour that it is a benefit. And so that's going to be my practice. I will be setting an alarm at the 2 minutes before the hour, because otherwise on the hour, I usually get that all figured out. It's now 4 minutes after. So I'm going to give myself a little warning bell a few minutes before for that.
I have an idea, Di.
What are you going to do, Jim?
Well, I'm a pretty good driver. At least I think I am. But on occasion, I get honked at. And my habit is to say, "You asshole." I'm going to try to thank them
Yes.
because they saved me from
Yes.
potential disaster.
Yes. Awakening bell called the car horn. Yes. I'm going to say that will happen a couple times this week, very probably. What are you going to be doing every day to remember the aspiration and then to live it?
For me, from the teachings, I'm in a dream state. This thing called being alive, and the reality that I unfortunately have come across is that I'm actually in a dream. So for me, it's simple: wake up.
Wake up. Wake up now. Yeah. And then I'd like you to add wake up for all beings,
I can do that.
because that's the Bodhisattva path. Wake up for all beings. Wake me up. Wake everybody up. However you say that. Because sometimes we don't care enough about ourselves when we get caught in that dream to regard ourselves sufficiently. And remember, we can always offer in all directions is a beautiful way to begin to remember. I can offer you a blessing, but if I'm offering it to you, I am also blessed. Remember, no gift, no giver, no receiver, all directions. Can you visualize that? Can you remember that and then offer the blessing to yourself? Can you include you, as I said to Jean, Trump and I, the car honker and I, may we both be free from harm in this moment. If you are only offering it to you, you will have missed it. If you're only offering it to others, you will have missed it. So remember, expanding. no matter which direction we are, no matter whether it's suffering or goodness. We're offering it, and it doesn't matter where we start. It's all good. It's all good. Start with the car honker. Remember yourself.
Die.
Yes.
Sometimes when I offer, and specifically for me, the Gaza and the Israel conflict, when I'm offering, may they all be well, it makes me so sad. And then I get kind of caught up in this heavy heart and teary.
Yes.
Um,
You
but I
have
guess
not
that's
you've
okay.
not given yourself enough credit yet, Robin, for that blessing and that wish. That it's you and all those others of us. Remember, you're wishing that not just for you, not just for them, but you're wishing it out there for all of us, so that we may all also join you in that wish.
Okay, that feels better.
It's
Yeah,
expand.
I'm taking it on.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're misunderstanding it. See, there you are separating you again. The
Yes.
minute you thought that, you put that out there into the Indra's net of consciousness for us all. For
Thank you.
for us all. So you think it, go and thank God Diana and Libby and Jim and Jean and Lynn and Dennis and Renee and Kelly and all those people have touched into this now too.
Thank you.
Right, because you're contracting around this meanness. And that's the dream that Jim's talking about. That's the error, that's the myth that somehow we are separate and now it's all us or it's all them and it's all incomplete, insufficient understanding. You're so welcome, Jim. You're writing me today. You are writing me how you're going to remember and what you're going to be saying, offering, and how, when. Right, those are the keys. What you're going to do, how you're going to do it, how you're going to remember it is important to me because if you don't set it up, you won't be supported in remembering it. And then what are you going to say? May this be of benefit would be at one simple, may this be of benefit. May this horrendous moment be of benefit. And may I be willing to take it on. And Robin, not just you, all of us. You're saying that for all of us, not just you, the person. All right, do we get the idea? Yeah, you've got the living sheet. You've got the handout for reminders. I think we're good. This is a big week. We're going to be doing our potluck on Saturday. Saturday at 7:30. We won't be doing the potluck until 9. Some people are cooking things like Lisa. Lisa will not be here till 9. She'll be on Zoom because she's cooking her quiche. And Lisa, being who Lisa is, wants it to be warm. So that she's going to do practice and oven work at the same time. She's much more talented than I in that regard. Bring something to share. It doesn't matter what. It doesn't matter. Whatever that is will be a beautiful contribution. If you cannot be there on Saturday, please send me also then the names of those you would like me to call. They will be called with a bell. Their names will be called with a bell. So just know that I've gotten several because people are traveling or somewhere else or can't be on Zoom even. So they will be called. Okay. Anything else? Lisa would kill me. St. Andrews
Right.
Monday is next
Tuesday.
Tuesday, and we need help. We need help, folks. Why? 40, how many million people are going to not have food through the SNAP program now, starting November 1? 42 million it gives me goosebumps just to say this out loud. 42 million people will not have food. starting on November 1st. The SNAP program is going to end, and so we need your help. We're talking directly with St. Andrews, just so you know, to find out what they can most use at this time. We will keep you posted. All right, let's do our prayer and close the day. Thank you for those who could stay on.
And Philabelli this week.
Oh, Philabelli is November 13th.
13th, yes. I
Yeah.
was just writing a note. I'm putting my phone number in the chat.
Thank you.
Uh,
November 13th. We will be before Thanksgiving. We are also going to be doing a San Diego Food Bank donated turkey to give a turkey. I guess they're matching us. We'll give you more information about that next week. There's just too much right now for us to. I don't want to flood everybody more than we're going to do. So right now we're going to focus on St. Andrews for next Tuesday. That's number one. After that, Lynn, I promise I will focus more on Philabelli for the week after. But you know it's always there, and this month it's early.
It's the same week. Same week.
Same week. They're both in 2 weeks.
yeah.
They're both in 2 weeks. We have to. We have to. There's just I don't know. I can't say anything else about it. We have to. And so you contribute. EMC, you have already given EMC money, everyone. And we are going to be now spending $500 every other month instead of a lesser amount because we know that more people are in need. We are also going to be investigating how we help distribute the food for those of us who can do that on Thursdays. Because there's going to be more people, there's going to be more need for food. We're going to help. That's just a part of what we must do. And so we will. So stay posted on that. And so that just warms me. The possibilities are endless, they're infinite. May we use this very moment with this ever expanding heart to know that it matters, it counts. It is enough because it's what you can do. Be watchful of the sabotaging mind that goes, yeah, but. There is no but. It matters. So igniting that heart, coming home, offering this prayer. May I be a guard for those who need protection, a guide for those on the path, a boat, a raft, a bridge for those who wish to cross the flood. May I be a lamp in the darkness, a resting place for the weary, a healing medicine for all who are sick, a vase of plenty, a tree of miracles. And for the boundless multitudes of living beings, may I bring sustenance and awakening, enduring like the earth and the sky, until all beings are freed from sorrow and all are awakened. May we all be happy. May we all be free from pain and suffering. May we all rejoice at not only our good fortune, but wish good fortune for all beings. May we rest and dwell in this vast, empty, and open heart of bodhicitta, letting the whole world fit in. And may this practice, this very day, be of benefit, and may it continue on purpose, with intention, until all beings are free and awakened. So be it. Thank you all so very much. I love looking at a bunch of bodhisattvas. Gives me great joy. And I know that it's hard, and I know that you'll keep practicing. So this is all good news. For those who are interested in the Nepal thing, a thing will come out. Remember, not an EMC event, just a Diana thing. We will be meeting next Monday at 6:00 p.m. To hear from Chuang and Dawa. I will send out a reminder for those who might be interested. More importantly for me right now is that we remember the aspiration and keep calling it to mind. Thank you, Lynn, for getting that up there so we could start committing. Everyone be well. Blessings.